Ready?
Everyone good in the back? Yep, good with you, Coach.
Yeah, hey, great to get a win on homecoming. Obviously a little bit more exciting at the end than we wanted. Really proud of the effort we started out with. On defense, forcing the turnover. Offense was able to capitalize. Then we held them, went down and scored again. Thought we did a nice job in the first half playing complementary football. In the second half, offensively we just didn't play very well in the third quarter. Weren't able to sustain drives, and then gave up some explosive plays on defense late in the game, which we'll have to go back and correct and look at and figure out where those were. But good to get a win, and proud of Mekhi Wingo, Trajan Jeffcoat on that interception. Obviously, we had two fumble recoveries. I think Chris Abrams had both the fumble recovery and the interception. So really good stuff by those guys, and that's the kind of effort and energy we got to play with on defense.
How do you think the defensive line responded after what you did last week?
Yeah, I thought they played pretty well. Specifically, we had several negative plays. I thought they rushed the passer really well, and then obviously anytime you get a big man touchdown, that's a pretty good day at the office.
Yeah, it's a pretty good start for your offense. Could you kind of pinpoint just from the sideline what you felt like wasn't going well in the second half?
We just wasn't good. Wasn't good. I'll have to watch the tape and see, but it wasn't good enough. So we'll have to figure that out. And I know we had outside zone where we threw the bubble screen and the safety drove on it, and we had a couple of screens that didn't execute the way we wanted to. We had a negative yardage play on that backed up where we can get the 3 technique blocked, and so we had some mistakes. We'll get them fixed.
Another 200-yard day for Tyler Beatty. What can you say about his importance to this offense?
I probably can't say enough. He's probably the least talked about great player in the country right now. The guy is playing at an extremely high level, 200 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. He refused to be tackled the play right before half. The play in the third quarter that led to the field goal drive. He is really competing hard, and he's a special player, and we really need him.
You mentioned Chris Abrams' screen with the fumble recovery and interception. What did you see of his performance today, and how do you evaluate him?
Well, the first thing I want to know is how come every time he picks the ball off, we always have to have a replay tell us. Holy cow, it's twice now. It was pretty easily, he was in bounds, but he's got really good hands, ball skills, made the transition well, practices hard. He worked really hard this summer to put himself in a position to be a good player, and he's done that and capitalized.
Eli, this week you talked about no depth chart on defense, and you made a substitution when you're starting linebacker.
Yeah.
What was the strategy there? What was the point you're trying to prove there?
There's no point. It's what was earned. It's how it's going to be the rest of the year. So you come to practice on Tuesday and Wednesday, and whoever practices best is going to start. We're going to evaluate the film, see where we're at, and open it up for competition. There's no strategy. There's no motivational ploy. There's just reality. Whoever practices the best is going to play. Period. This program is going to be built on competition, and that's who we are at our core, and that's what we're going to be. So that's no motivational tactic, man. This ain't Ted Lasso.
Now, a week after everything that kind of happened, did you see the response from the team you were hoping for in this game overall?
Yeah, I thought they had great energy. I'd like to say thanks to the crowd. I thought, walking in, Tiger Walk was the best that I'd seen it ever, and that was awesome. The tailgaters were fired up. There were people lined up there. I thought the student section really brought the juice. They were great, and so appreciate the fans being here, and our guys were ready to play.
J.J. Hester had a touchdown today, and he's been getting a little more playing time. Just what has he done in practice to earn the snaps he's getting?
Yeah, he's got great speed, and he's a big target, and obviously goes up and gets the football. So, when his opportunity presents himself, we're glad to give it to him.
You touched on the defensive line's ability to get into the backfield a little bit more today. What were some of the adjustments that you saw now with Al Davis in at coach that sort of led to, 5 tackles for loss from that D-line group?
There was just a response. I don't know if there was, new calls or anything. There really wasn't any new calls. It was just execution and focusing on the details. And, when you're asked to crash, you get into the B gap, get upfield. When you're asked to chase, you chase the puller. And Akil Byers was able to get a negative yardage play there. I think it's just making sure that those guys understood the importance of playing for each other and with each other. And he's done a good job, and look forward to a lot of growth again this week.
Mekhi is one of the freshmen that's gotten a lot of playing time throughout the year. year, to see that kind of reward, he gets a touchdown, what does that mean to give that to him, or to have him have that moment?
First commitment in the 21 class. Plays extremely hard, practices hard, does things the right way. A great leader for our football team, a great representative of St. Louis. I love when he throws up the W's. So, I mean, means a lot. I know his mom's proud of him. I'm proud of him too.
Running the ball for y'all's offense has been a little bit of a struggle the past couple weeks.
Says who? Just kidding.
Aside from just Tyler's individual performance of 3 touchdowns, what do you feel like maybe went better in that regard tonight?
A commitment to it by me as a play caller. I think I just decided going into this game that we were going to make sure the run game got going, and tried to stay out of third and longs, and tried to make sure that we weren't putting too much pressure on everybody else to be perfect. I thought we had 2 really crucial third downs with Kiki Chisholm and Connor to extend drives, the first touchdown drive, and then that last drive right before Dawson broke it. So, we have the ability to throw the ball, but there's just something about that physicality and being able to run the football and establish who you are, and we did that for the most point. Disappointed in the third and that backed up series, but overall, to rush for 300 is good.
Tyler's last long run, the guy had him like in a headlock there at one point. Is he more physical than you could have anticipated, or you knew he could be?
He's got a bigger heart than I knew. He's got a big heart, and he loves his football team. He loves Mizzou. He loves competing, and he's playing at a high level. And he knew we needed a spark, and that sucker is gritty. And he's a really good football player.
Was B.J. Harris one of the guys that impressed you during the week to get more action?
Yeah, we've seen B.J. Really from fall camp on, and he's done a really nice job, and so we wanted him to get some carries, and then. Dawson Downing's a really good protector on third downs, and so in that last drive, we had a play, or not the last drive, but on his touchdown drive, we had a play called, and we were checking it based off if they were not pressuring, and he ended up being able to be in the game for that, and really did a nice job with his opportunity on that run.
Was Beatty injured at the end, or just?
Nope. No. We pulled him out honestly when we went up I think 4 score. I don't remember what the score was, but we thought, at that point, we needed to take him out of the game, and then they made the run back. So that was on me. That's coach's decision.
Overall, do you think there were some improvements on the defense?
They were 5 of 15 on third downs. They had 3 turnovers. I thought there was a lot of improvements. We had how many negative yardage plays? How many sacks? So those are all steps. It wasn't perfect. But, we didn't think we were going to transform to the 85 Bears overnight. We're working towards it, and I thought we took a big step in the process. Still had a couple of busts that we got to get cleaned up and figure out what's the reason we don't cover the tight end on a drag or on a hide route, or why we don't cover the tailback out of the backfield and cover 3 when you're a corner that has the deep thirds. But other than that, cover 2 safeties, got to stay deep on 4th and 5, and didn't. But we'll get that fixed.
Process.
Yeah, it's something.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you, sir.
MIZ.
Way to go.